Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat, and today we are going to be talking about A Very Royal Christmas, which happened last night. It aired last night on the BBC. Let me just adjust this camera slightly down. There we go. So it aired last night on the BBC. I've actually watched it twice. I watched it once for pleasure, and then I watched it again and I took some notes because of course I want to go through it all in a lot of detail, but this is a live chat, so what I absolutely must do is go and find the chat room and see who is about. So I hope you've all had the opportunity to watch it, to see it. I do know that at the moment I think there are versions of it online. I think there is one on YouTube. I don't know how long they will be on there for, so if you haven't seen it, do go and check it out straight away. But it was so good. It was really good. I mean, just at the very top of this chat, I will say I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. Hello to everyone in the live chat. I can see you all. Right, there we go. Oh, by the way, you can see a box. This is my Christmas box, my Christmas tree box, and yeah, I haven't quite found the time to get round to putting up my Christmas tree box, and I have my Christmas tree in here, my royal themed Christmas tree, so I do still need to do that. Yes, I am wearing the Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara, as you can see, in honour of the Duchess of Cambridge. So let's pop that back on. There we go. Right, okay, I have quite a few pages of notes to get through, so I'm going to kind of go straight into it. Do feel free to have a chat in the chat room, and where I can, I will read some comments. So, A Very Royal Christmas is obviously with Mary Berry. Now, if you don't know who Mary Berry is, get off this channel. Go! Mary Berry is amazing. She is a long-standing, British tradition in herself. She worked on the Great British Bake Off for a number of years, and she is just a staple of the British psyche, shall we say. She's amazing, phenomenal, chef, cook, baker. She is just outstanding. Also featured in this programme was the winner of a previous Great British Bake Off, Nadia Hussain, who is amazing too. She's fast becoming, I think, a great British tradition in herself as well. So, the whole premise of the show focused around a charity party. Now, the charity party happened at the very end of the show, and it's basically for those people who give up their Christmas day to help others. So, volunteers, charity workers, armed forces, NHS staff, everybody who works or gives up their time on Christmas Day to help others. This is a party which helps to thank them. So there are representatives of William and Catherine's charities, representatives of the NHS, armed forces, everybody invited. So the shall I call it documentary? The Christmas spectacular, shall I say, opened up with a private conversation between the Duchess of Cambridge and Mary Berry at RHS Wisley. Now, if you remember, Catherine did the Back to Nature garden, and that garden was kind of like transplanted into different other areas, and RHS Wisley was one of those. And it was, in fact, I did cover this on the channel. It was a children's festival at RHS Wisley, and there was a play area, the Back to Nature garden, which is all about nurturing life skills. Now, lots of people have been talking about Catherine's fangirl moment, and of course, you know, if you can't have a fangirl moment at Mary Berry, when you meet Mary Berry, when you cook with Mary Berry, when can you? So yes, Catherine was most definitely fangirling over Mary Berry, and yeah, I can understand why, because Mary Berry was showing her what to do, and yeah, Mary Berry is an absolute legend. So obviously, the Back to Nature garden links life skills with physical, emotional, and cognitive skills, which Catherine believes helps improve mental health and child development from the early years all the way through into adulthood, and that has been a primary focus of her work, and what she's been learning about in particular over the last 8 years, but she's been learning more about early child development over the last 2 years, which is where I think that is definitely the direction in which her personal work is going to go in. Now, we did learn quite a bit of information about the Cambridge children, Louis, Charlotte and George, throughout this documentary. One of those moments came very early on where, do excuse me, I do have a little bit of a thing going on. Anyway, the Cambridge children, it was revealed that George and the others have a little museum in the garden. So basically they go out collecting things. I think she mentioned a crab's claw and shells. Anything they found outside they put in a little museum, of which George is very, very proud of. He shows his friends, he shows his grandparents. Everyone gets an invite to this little museum in their garden. And Catherine also revealed that the last thing they cooked together was in fact Mary Berry's very own pizza dough. So there we go. And she also revealed that they have so many books, so many cookbooks that are on Prince Louis's eye level, that one of Prince Louis's first ever words was Mary, because he kept looking at Mary's face on the cookbooks, and Catherine and William would say, "That's Mary, that's Mary." So one of his first words was Mary, his version of Mary. So there we go. We learned a new piece of information there. They also grow their own vegetables. Now I'm thinking this is more at on their Sandringham estate property rather than back home at Kensington Palace, because they've only got they've got a big garden, but it's more a rose garden. So I think at Anmer Hall, that is where they will have their main big veg garden. And I think if you look actually on Google Maps, I think you could actually see at one point a veg garden taking place. Now, she also revealed that one of Prince Louis's favourite vegetables is beetroot. And that led on to Mary Berry making a rich chocolate, sticky beetroot chocolate cake, very indulgent. Now, the cooking segments of this show were amazing. Mary Berry really is, I think, the queen of British cuisine, and everything looked so amazing. I want to make everything. Just looks absolutely incredible. The chocolate cake looked absolutely divine. It really, really did. I just wanted to see what people are saying. Oh, people are talking about snow wherever they are and the weather. There we go. Right, I'm going to carry on. So, I won't go into any of the recipe stuff because I'm sure you can find Mary Berry's chocolate, beetroot and chocolate cake recipe online. I'm sure it might even be on the BBC Good Food Guide. So do go and check that out if you can. Now, one moment which seems to have drawn a little bit of attention in the media since last night was when Mary and Catherine were decorating and icing the little cupcakes, where Mary proceeded to ask Catherine, do you want to have a squirt? Now, when I watched it, I thought nothing more of it. It was just, do you want a squirt of the icing bag? But some people, and those people know who they are, have been, were laughing at it. We're laughing at, do you want to have a squirt? I think they were equating it to something else, which I'm not going to mention on this channel. But I suppose it could have been a double entendre. But Mary Berry is not the sort of person that would make double entendres, especially to the Duchess of Cambridge. So, yes, I think people need to get their minds right out of the gutter. Yes. So we'll leave that one there. Trust people to make a big issue about that. My goodness, what are people saying? Right, I'll read some of the comments later. Anyway, Catherine further revealed that she is the one who makes the birthday cakes, and she stays up to midnight to make them. And she says that she makes too much stuff, but she has lots of fun. It's become a tradition in the Cambridge household for Catherine to stay up late and make cakes. So there we go. So roughly when the birthday photographs normally leak online, that is when Catherine is actually up making birthday cakes. So there we go. She also said She used an old African proverb, which is, it takes a village to raise a child. And of course, she was linking all of that back to the conversation about her work, in that it doesn't just take one person or the parents to raise a child, it takes the whole community, teachers, communities, charities, friends, extended family, everyone. It's a whole group effort to raise a child or children. And I think what she wanted to do was to bring all of her charities together for this festival. And I think that African proverb does indeed sum that up. Then Mary proceed. Oh, by the way, yes, going back again. And she said that, of course, you know, her work is going to focus on childhood development and the early years. Then it cut to Mary, and she was making her Stilton and Fig phyllo tartlets. Oh, they looked divine. They looked absolutely amazing. Her fig and phyllo tartlets just looked absolutely stunning and amazing. Janice, I'm reading the comments, said, it would be nice to see the show here in Canada, but I doubt we'll get to see it. You may at some point, but the last time I looked, it was online on YouTube. Go watch it quick before it vanishes, because the BBC will probably take it down at some point, but someone else has uploaded it, so do go check that out. PJR says it takes a chocolate cake to make Penny happy. PJR says, you know what was nice about the Royals and Mary? No Paul Hollywood. How dare you? I don't know. Right, okay, I'm going to move on because I have quite a bit to get through in this chat. So, then it moved on to the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, at the Passage charity. Now, the Passage charity provides food, shelter, and practical help to try and, you know, tackle the issues of homelessness at source, to try and help people out of it. Now, this is a charity that is long-standing. His mother introduced Prince William to it back when Prince William was, what, 8, 9, 10? So William has had a long association with the Passage charity since his mother introduced him to it. So Mary proceeded to help William make the tea. So I think she decided that it might require about 8 tea bags in a big urn. So she put 8 tea bags in, and they made the tea, and they had a conversation whilst the tea was brewing. So Mary Berry was very, very good at speaking about Princess Diana to William, and William seemed very, very, very relaxed talking about his mother. So they spoke about what Diana's impact was on William as a child, and he said, and this is a quote from William, he said that Princess Diana, his mother, taught him that life happens behind palace walls. And we all know that Diana used to take William and Harry to normal places, and to see normal people, and to see people that were less fortunate than themselves. And that is a legacy which has worked. It's a legacy which is continuing to the day, because Mary also kind of got William to open up, and basically he said that on the school run with George and Charlotte, when they see homeless people, they ask questions, and William answers them, and he doesn't try and sugarcoat anything. He tells them exactly what's what. And when George and Charlotte and Louis are older, or old enough, I think he will be taking them to the Passage charity too. They also spoke about Diana's work with AIDS and the homeless, and how she was inspirational, and how she broke down barriers just by, for example, shaking someone who had AIDS' hand, or shining a light on the homeless. These were all pretty groundbreaking things back in the day when Diana did it. So she was a bit of a trailblazer, and they spoke about that. Mary also asked him that when he goes back home after engagement, does he share his ideas and what he's learned with Catherine? And of course the answer was yes. They both do that with each other. William also revealed that it was actually Catherine's idea. Catherine was the inspiration behind all of the mental health work which the Royal Foundation has been doing, heads together. He basically basically said that in their own individual programmes of work, William, Catherine, and Harry, of course, he was talking in the past before Meghan joined the royal family. So this was when we had the royal trio. He was speaking about, he had his own programme of work, she had hers, Harry had his, but underlining it was all the issue of mental health. And it was actually Catherine that spotted and connected the dots, he said, around the mental health. So it was Catherine's idea, almost Catherine's baby, to talk about and bring about the conversations around mental health, because she spotted that everything, the big underlining issue was mental health. So he did reveal that, which I thought was really, really lovely. I mean, Catherine hit the nail on the head, really, when she connected those dots and really made the connection that everything was focused around mental health. And of course, that is an area which almost the whole royal family is now working towards. So I thought that was really, really good and inspirational. H. London says, thinking about Princess Diana as you speak about her. And Brianna said, talking to someone else. There we go. So there we have it. It was Catherine's idea to link everything to mental health, and then everyone else has kind of gone with that since. Let me see where I was up to. I've lost my place in my notes. Yes, William also spoke about how in the royal family, it's basically their ethos that they are very lucky, that they have this position of privilege, and it's very much in them that they must give back. And I think that is something that he truly feels. Everything felt, when I was watching it, everything felt very genuine, very relaxed, very easy. And it seems like something and areas of work of which they are all very, very passionate about. He also spoke about the Queen. When she came to the throne, it was very much a man's world. And he said that his grandmother and his grandfather, the Duke of Edinburgh and the Queen, are the epitome of public service and duty. William said that he likes nothing more than to help people. And he said that he wishes that when he came to places like the Passage Charity that he could wave a magic wand and make everything okay, and fix everything, but he can't. But just by listening, by trying to understand, by trying to promote the charity's work, that can help and have a positive impact on people's day-to-day lives. William then proceeded to serve the tea and decorate biscuits with Mary. So there's a little bit of a competition between Mary and William. And William was quite overjoyed when Mary's icing was a little bit runny. So William having a little bit of good old banter with the great Mary Berry. He also discussed George's Christmas present, saying that it was either going to be something to do with drawing or football. But he also said, but he's told George it can't be anything to do with Chelsea Football Club, because William is not a football fan of Chelsea. In the group that they were in, they all spoke about domestic violence and alcoholism and the impact that had. William was asking very pertinent, questions, trying to understand what was going on. Then Mary judged the biscuits. And William had, I've got it written down, William had a blue hair joke. So one of the men in the circle he dyed his hair bright blue, and William joked that he should dye his hair blue as well, which got a big laugh from the table. Mary then reflected on the royal work. So this was a shot of Mary in the car leaving that engagement, and she was basically saying that it's not just royals going in, shaking hands, cutting a cake and then going away. This is something that, for example, William has been dedicated to. He keeps going back. He has proper conversations. He remembers people that he met from previous visits. So it's not just lip service. It actually means something, and that the royals really, really get into a charity or an organisation or an area or subject or topic of work. So she reflected that the royal work really is valuable. Then she started to make her warming, comforting beef stew. Oh my goodness, it looked absolutely amazing. The beef stew. Oh, I was salivating. It was absolutely gorgeous. By the way, let me know in the comments section, either live or if you're watching on Catch Up later, what was your favourite Mary Berry food or pudding that she cooked in this particular Christmas show? Colleen says, I'm dying for beef stew. It was incredible. It really, really was. Again, I'm sure you can find the recipe online or just watch the show and try and recreate. Then we moved on to Catherine in Liverpool for her charity that she's been associated with from when she first came into the royal family, Action on Addiction. And she has been to so many different Action on Addiction charity events. This one was a new one. It's called The Brink, and it is the UK's first dry bar. And obviously this is surrounding the issue of alcoholism. In particular, the Impact Programme, which is where parents work with their children to try and break the intergenerational cycle. To try and tackle this, they include children in the adults' rehabilitation and recovery process. And during this session, they were making Christmas boxes to give out. So Mary also spoke about her William, so not Prince William. She had a son called William who passed away, and the Duchess was asking Mary Berry questions about what she felt about the time of Christmas. And Mary's answer was that she felt that Christmas is a time to be aware of those who are alone. And I absolutely agree with that. So Mary Berry definitely had her own associations with the work, I think, that Catherine's been doing around Christmas and, of course, with mental health. Then Mary started to make her stained glass window biscuits. So we'll move on from that, but she made these incredible, amazing stained glass window biscuits. Then Mary and Catherine made a non-alcoholic drink, and they worked behind the bar, and Catherine commented that it tasted refreshing. Let's just see what else people are saying. Right. Then it was at that moment that Catherine revealed that I think she was making some spinach soup, and she'd either not put the lid on something or she was shaking something, and the spinach soup ended up on the ceiling. So we don't know if that was Kensington or Anma, but she had a very messy ceiling because of a spinach soup accident going on there. Catherine then carried all of the drinks they'd made over to the table, and she reflected on her waitressing days, where she said that she was a terrible waitress. So yes, I don't think she'll be going back to waitressing anytime soon. Then, just kind of on the way out from that engagement, Mary asked Catherine about the impact of all the different people that she meets, what that means at the end of the day. And Catherine says that she needs to allow time for reflection after she's visited these sorts of charities and organisations, to really let everything sink in before she goes back to her normal life. So I imagine probably, on the car journey home or on the journey home, that she probably sits and just kind of thinks about everything that she's seen, the people she's met, the different experiences that she's had, and the way that people have opened up and offloaded to her. And I know from working in a similar environment in the past, I know what it's like when people choose you to offload their problems, their issues on, and it does often require a period of reflection to really process and think about what you've been told, and also in Catherine's position, the difference that she can make by really listening and understanding what's happened and gone on, and to try and turn that into something positive for the future. So definitely allow time for reflection is one of those things. The next section was a orange and chocolate roulade, shall I say. And this time, William and Catherine were making the roulade with Nadia Hussein of the Bake Off and, of course, Mary Berry. So Mary and William teamed up, and Catherine and... Oh, hang on. Yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, Mary and William teamed up, and then... No, it wasn't. Why have I written that down? It was Mary Berry and Catherine, and then William and Nadia. I've written it the wrong way round. But anyway, they teamed up and had a bit of a competition. It resulted in being a draw. So Mary was being very diplomatic. She said she didn't want to quarrel with either of them, so she was very diplomatic and said it ended up in a draw. Although William did at one point try to cheat. In a joking kind of way. He said to Nadia, she's not watching, quick, help me. So, but no, Mary Berry caught him out and pulled him up on it, most definitely. William being a bit of a scamper there. I've written down that I got an overall sense of fun and ease. I think fun and ease with Mary and Nadia, fun and ease with their surroundings, fun and ease with cooking, but also fun and ease in themselves as a couple and also their roles. They did come across incredibly well in the whole Christmas show, documentary, whatever you want to call it, Christmas spectacle. They really did come across very, very, very well. I haven't seen a bad review yet of that show. Everyone's saying how much they loved it. Everyone's saying how much they loved Catherine fangirling over Mary. William being light-hearted, but also a really good balance of focusing the work on the charities, the organisations, but doing it in a way that really got to people's hearts and being warm and friendly, approachable. I think I've heard lots of people say that they felt approachable, relatable, with giving little snippets about their family life. It wasn't anything too intrusive. It wasn't anything that they didn't mind people knowing. It was just the right amount of insight to make them relatable, to make them seem warm, to make them seem at ease. And I think it's gone down incredibly, incredibly well. Catherine also revealed that William was very, very good at breakfast. So maybe not baking, maybe not cooking evening meals, but he's very, very good at breakfast, especially bolognese sauces. And I think he used to try and impress her with breakfasts when he was trying to court her and date her in their uni days. So that's what Catherine said. She also mentioned that it's William's family tradition to open presents on Christmas Eve. Now, we all know this. It's been a long put out thing that they open their presents on Christmas Eve, but I don't think it's ever actually been confirmed by a member of the royal family before. I think some of their staff have come out and said it, which is why we know it. But this time, Catherine did actually come out and say that basically they open their presents. It is true, they open them on Christmas Eve. William ended that segment by saying, I think we'll have to make a roulade at home the next time. Right. Let's carry on. Next segment was the actual party itself. So as I said earlier, they invited NHS staff, armed forces and members of their charities who are giving up their Christmas Day. So it's a time to reward those people and to say a really, really big thank you. They had to make some more roulades. I think they needed something like 23. Now, of course, they didn't make all of those, but they did make some further roulades. The Duchess teamed up with the Irish Guards. The Duke and Nadia with Shout, which is the text helpline. And Mary teamed up with Child Bereavement UK. And they did make some extra Christmas roulades. William then also tried to get Nadia on board in terms of training. He felt that she would be good to have a link to the charities, organisations. So he did try to get her involved. So watch this space. Nadia could be more of a fixture with these charities. Then at the very, very end, they gave speeches and the thank yous. And And then at the very, very, very end, there was a final song from Luke Evans. I think he played Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, and he sang "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," and that was the end of it. So, in a nutshell, that's my very, very kind of quick, concise review. Ooh, maybe not that quick. It's still 30 minutes, but my kind of concise read through and reaction to a very Merry Christmas. Right, I think we might need to deal with a troll. Let me just see. There we go. Right. Okay, we have dealt with the troll in the chat room. There we go. Christine says, someone made a cake that looked like Highgrove. I really want to see that. Martha says, love all your chats and vlogs, but prefer the view of the bookcase and the Queen in the background. This angle's too crowded. Oh, don't worry. I've just done it because there's a window in front of me, and it's midday. Right, I'm just kind of scooting up to see if there's any other questions. Okay, I know lots of people have seen some clips of it, but like I said, at the moment, I still think it's on YouTube. Right, let's have a look. H. London says, Catherine is a solid, dedicated mother. Her children will benefit so much from her motherhood. Gifts, strengths, and love. She is so real. I agree. I think she's a wonderful mom, and she's doing the best that she can, trying to balance motherhood with royal life, position, and everything that goes with it. And I think she's getting it right. So yes. Let me know. I'm going to go now, but let me know in the comment section, if you're watching on catch up, exactly what you thought about I keep getting the title wrong. It's a bit of a tongue twister. A Berry Royal Christmas. I keep wanting to say a very Berry Royal Christmas, but anyway, it's a Berry Royal Christmas. Ooh, one other thing before I go. People are saying that they want this to be an annual event. So let me know also if you would like to see another one for next year, or even maybe it could be with a different Mary and a different royal. I don't know, but let me know your thoughts, ideas. Do you want to see this Mary Berry's Christmas show again next year? It's not too late. That they could film all the way through next year and make a new one. So if you've enjoyed this review, please give me a very big thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media and hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So, from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all and goodbye.